And now we're all at Tiphareth, correct? Geber and Gedula coming down from force and mercy and coming to Tiphareth, and Cain still trying to balance his space very ineffectively.
Yes, we were down to Tiphareth.
Right.
He's realised that if he pretends to be satisfied, they will think he's satisfied.
Correct. And so now we once again have Eve coming down from Tiphareth through the tower to realization, to that concept of God. And that's Eve coming down that way through Ain, the tower. Now you have to remember the tower is a very powerful card because it's the one with all this force, all this pressure, all this conflict in it, but that's one of the necessary parts of realizing self. That's one of the ways you balance self. You cannot balance self by continuing to proceed the way you think others or you would like to proceed. You have to balance self in recognition of the tension. See? So you have Eve coming down through the tower to Had, to realization, God. And you have Adam coming down through temperance, which you might say temperance is like the fetus. Temperance is like the birth of thought. Temperance is like, you know what I mean, the concept of thought. And he's coming down to victory. But see, for the rest of this movie on the way down, the primary concept is always going to be Cain. You see, as we get, as we start coming down, Cain's coming down, and he's coming down through Samek, the devil. You know, I can do whatever I want. You know, the devil. Remember, the devil is, that's the concept that gave Eve the apple. You see? So you got Eve realizing the tension in herself, the conflict between Adam and her son, the conflict between her having to choose and having to balance, and her realization that Cain may not be quite being totally honest, that he agrees with the concept of Doth and bringing God down. And so this may not be totally abstracted in there. And she realizes that. Well, of course, Adam, he's coming back down through this concept of self, man, first male, very patriarchal, very, you might say, egotistical. And he's coming into victory, and he's going, yes, I have a son. Yes, my son's like me. And so he's not necessarily too willing to criticize his son as we go through this process. And yet at the same time, Cain is coming down through Samek, the 15th Arcana, and he's coming down and he's going like, well, I can do this. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I just don't have to let them know. See, he's on his way to desire. He's on his way to desire. Now, I mean, we're going to be passing Faye here. We're going to be passing the star. But next week, as we get into the passing the star, and we're bringing down fecundation and judgment, and Faye the star, I mean, as we get to desire next week, there's going to be a major conflict. You see, there's going to be a major conflict. They both want their son to be like them. And when their son isn't with them, they're both the same thing. You see, when their son isn't with them, they're one person. When their son is with them, the son is what makes them judge each other. See, this is the process we're going through here. The child makes them judge each other. As long as it is just the two of them, They are so happy, so content, so fulfilled with each other, so complete. Particularly, remember, when they were back in Eden, they were like one person. They had no desire. Cain creates a separation. So this is a big one. By the time we get all the way back to Malkuth and we have a second son, it gets very interesting. I always do that.
Yeah, I came to an enlightenment about hermetics, and basically it's just putting all this information into your brain to basically get to the point where your brain is so confused that it gives up, and then higher self can come through.
Did you say seized up?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, just basically your brain just stops working properly, and your real brain can kick in.
Well, I was going to say that. I mean, the human brain doesn't work properly anyway.
No, and hermetics just manages to put it in that little bit of an extra spin, so your real brain can come through.
Higher self, yeah. You
Yeah.
can call it anything you wish, yes.
So hence really you could probably just, you could make a lot of people a lot quicker, just hit them on the head with a bit of 4x2.
That's not so.
No, I will.
Unfortunately, it's all been tried in 1,000 different ways, and it's not so. Different people's brains sees at different levels. This fellow that invited us to come out to his ranch for a couple of days, he's working on his master's in theology. And, everybody was arguing about this, that, and the other thing. And I said, wait, get the original book. And he happened to have it. And, now, look at the different ways this can be interpreted. And he's a real estate agent, capable of doing very, very well, but he doesn't care about doing very, very well. He's trying to find himself. A guy named, his name is Kelly, and his last name is Obi, so we call him Obi-Wan Kenobi. But a very nice man, We're at his we're at his place now, and we're going to spend a couple of days here, and then pedal on to the next little town and see who we can terrorize there. See, that's what we're going to do. We're going to travel around terrorizing people.
I've been having a good week with Tabitha. We were sitting in the car, both reading books, waiting for Fox. He was in at basketball. And all of a sudden she squealed out that she could see her aura all around her, and then she was looking at mine, and we did a few testing things where I'd think on different topics, and she'd watch it change colour, and yeah, she's been really excited about that. She can pretty much see it at will now.
That's very good. It's much, much easier for a child, particularly right at puberty. We get a kick out of her. We get a kick out of her every day. She likes the oomph or something like this, and puts little stuff up on Facebook. I think she's a winner. I think you're a very fortunate couple.
Yeah, she'll definitely be a winner in life. She's not prepared to be anything but. She's full of self-confidence.
Help her stay there.
Yeah.
Help her stay there. Never knock her down.
Yeah.
Help her stay there.
Yes, I heard that.
Carl knocks her down constantly.
Oh, bullshit. Now, wait a minute. Now, look, listen. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about this week on Tales from the Tree.
Yes, I realize.
They're both fighting about what the right way to do it is. That's exactly what we're talking about.
But she is just like your father.
For her to fully develop her abilities, it takes both of you and both sides of the movie. The two of you are one, but separate at the same time. That's hermetics. That's how it works. You're together, you're the same, but you're separate. You're one, but individual at the same time. That's what will assist her in maintaining and finishing her development. It's not.
Okay.
Carl is never wrong, and you are never wrong. You see? You're both a necessary part of the process. It's the way it has to work.
Like, it has to be balanced. It has to be balanced.
It's that, if you ever get it balanced, it'll be wonderful.
If we ever do, I think it's a big if.
No, it's a big if for anyone. It's a big if for anyone. I should say that your primordial job as parents, not as individuals, your primordial job as individuals is to achieve awareness individually. Your primordial job as parents is to assist your child in developing, achieving, and maintaining awareness. You see, we have 3 different situations that make one. We have 3 different situations that make one. You see, so it is not, if the two of you constantly agreed and constantly continued to agree, and she always saw you in absolute unison, we would never have Eve coming from Tiphareth through the tower, that tension, that trying to balance of space to achieve awareness of God. It takes the tension. It takes the tension to create development. Do not enjoy the tension. Embrace it. Saying, this is interesting because it can assist both of you at the same time. Your job individually is to achieve awareness. Your job as a unit is to achieve awareness. And your job as parents is to allow your child to maintain awareness. Her experiential input has not yet pushed her to the position to make decisions and become radical on different levels to the extent that she becomes over-judgmental. Sometimes she thinks mom is right. Sometimes she thinks daddy's right. This is what Cain is doing, see? It's like when he thinks daddy's right, he says, yeah, daddy, I'm with you. When he thinks mama's right, he goes, yeah, mama, I'm with you. And that this is the tension. This is the conflict. This is humanity. This is reality. This is what we're trying to embrace and become aware of the whole beyond that. You can do it. You're already doing it. You got 2 beautiful children that are doing very well. Both of you are doing very well. Together and unilaterally.
Come along, you with.
There you go. Oh, you even, look at that. You even got a kiss.